The unspoken truths of old age, what we shouldn't tell our children. As we grow older, we collect stories, wisdom, and life experiences that shape who we are. While it's tempting to share every hardship or regret with our children, some truths are better left unsaid. When we overshare, we may unintentionally burden them with our past, creating emotional stress that isn't theirs to bear. If you want to learn how to protect your children from these unspoken truths and preserve the strength of your family relationships, stay tuned. And before we dive deeper, make sure to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with others who could benefit from these insights. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful advice. 7 secrets you shouldn't share with your children. 1. Don't blame your parents for your circumstances. As we reflect on our lives, it's easy to look back at the choices our parents made, both good and bad. Perhaps there were moments when you wished they had done more or made different decisions that could have shaped your future differently. It's common to think things like, if only my father had worked harder, I could have had a better start. Or, if my mother had pushed me more, I could have been more successful. These thoughts may be understandable, but sharing them with your children can be harmful. When you express grievances about your parents, you're teaching your children that it's acceptable to blame others for their own struggles. This not only damages their sense of responsibility, but also risks creating a cycle of resentment between generations. They may begin to question your own decisions as a parent, asking why you didn't do more for them. Instead of dwelling on the past, acknowledge that every generation faces unique challenges, and our parents did the best they could with what they had. By embracing personal accountability and forgiving your parents, you free yourself from lingering bitterness. You also show your children the importance of taking responsibility for their own lives, regardless of the circumstances they were born into. This lesson of forgiveness and acceptance can deeply impact how your children navigate their own challenges and relationships. 2. Never speak ill of your spouse. Marriage is one of life's greatest partnerships, but it's also a journey filled with ups and downs. Over the years, you may have experienced disappointments or moments when you felt unsupported by your spouse. These feelings are valid, but speaking negatively about your partner, especially in front of your children, can have lasting consequences. As parents grow older, it's easy to fall into the trap of voicing frustrations like, I wasted the best years of my life with your father, or if only I had married someone else, my life would have been different. While these comments might be said in passing, they can deeply unsettle children, even if they are adults. Your children see both of you as foundational figures in their lives, and hearing one parent speak ill of the other can create confusion and emotional distress. Children may feel torn between their love for both parents or begin to question the stability of the family foundation they once believed in. It can even lead them to wonder if their parents ever truly loved each other. Even if they don't consciously take sides, these negative comments can foster long-term tension that affects their own relationships and views on marriage. Instead of focusing on the negatives, speak kindly of your spouse, even when discussing difficult times. Highlight the positive qualities that brought you together and the shared experiences that made you stronger as a family. This approach teaches your children that relationships are complex but can be built on respect, empathy, and forgiveness. By offering a balanced perspective, you help your children develop healthier expectations for their own relationships and understand that no marriage is perfect. 3. Avoid comparing your children. Every parent knows the temptation to compare one child to another, especially when one seems to excel more than the other. You might catch yourself thinking, my daughter is so successful, why can't my son be more like her? Or, at least one of my kids is doing well. While these thoughts may feel natural, voicing them can cause significant harm to your children. Comparing siblings not only fosters resentment, but also creates an environment of unhealthy competition within the family. The child who is praised may feel pressured to maintain that status, while the child who is criticized might feel inadequate or unloved. Over time, these feelings can fester, leading to long-term emotional scars and fractured relationships between siblings. When parents make comparisons, they unintentionally signal that love and approval are conditional. This can damage the bond between siblings, making it difficult for them to support each other throughout life. It's important to remember that every child is unique, with their own strengths, weaknesses, and timelines for growth. Just because one child's path looks different doesn't make it any less valuable. Rather than comparing your children, celebrate their individuality and achievements. Offer genuine praise for their efforts, whether they are academic, creative, or personal. For example, instead of focusing on one child's grades, you could say, "I admire how hard you've worked to achieve your goals." Or, "I love your creativity and how you approach challenges." By affirming their unique strengths, you build their confidence and create a family environment where each child feels valued and supported. 4. Don't dwell on the negative aspects of aging. Growing older comes with its own set of challenges: physical limitations, health concerns, financial uncertainties, and the loss of loved ones. These struggles are real and significant, but constantly dwelling on them can create a pessimistic outlook on life that affects not only you, but also those around you, especially your children. If you frequently express frustration or despair about aging, your children may start to view old age as something to fear. Instead of seeing it as a natural phase of life filled with new opportunities and wisdom, they may come to dread it. This can affect their mental health and make them anxious about the future. While it's important to acknowledge the difficulties of aging, it's equally crucial to focus on the positives. Aging brings the joy of watching grandchildren grow, reflecting on a life well lived, and gaining deeper insights into what truly matters. By choosing to emphasize the blessings in your life, you set an example of resilience and gratitude for your children. This not only enriches your own outlook, but also teaches them that happiness is possible at any age. For example, instead of focusing on physical limitations, you might express gratitude for the wisdom and experience you've gained over the years. By maintaining a positive perspective, you show your children that aging doesn't have to be something to fear, but rather something to embrace. 5. Don't depend financially on your children. As we transition into the later stages of life, financial circumstances often change. It's natural to worry about how you'll support yourself during retirement or in times of need. While receiving help from your children when necessary is perfectly acceptable, relying too heavily on them financially can strain the parent-child relationship. Children may feel obligated to provide for their parents, especially if they see it as their duty. However, this can create feelings of resentment or frustration, particularly if they are also trying to manage their own careers, families, and financial goals. On the other hand, parents who rely on their children for financial support may feel a loss of independence, which can impact their self-esteem and sense of dignity. To avoid these challenges, it's essential to plan for your financial future as much as possible. This may involve saving for retirement, investing in long-term care insurance, or seeking professional financial advice to ensure your stability. By taking proactive steps, you maintain your independence and preserve the natural balance of the parent-child relationship. If financial assistance is needed, approach the conversation with transparency and respect for your children's own financial situation. By doing so, you can ensure that any help given is out of love rather than obligation, and it allows both parties to maintain healthy boundaries. 6. Avoid disclosing every health struggle. As we age, health concerns become more frequent and significant. While it's important to share critical health information with your children, constantly talking about every ailment or discomfort can overwhelm them emotionally. Your children care deeply about your well-being, and hearing about each health issue can create a sense of helplessness. Children may start to feel anxious or stressed about your health, especially if there's little they can do to help. This can strain their own mental and emotional well-being, turning your relationship into one centered around caregiving rather than love and connection. It's crucial to strike a balance between honesty and discretion. Share significant health updates, especially if they need to be involved in your care or decision-making process. However, for minor concerns, consider whether it's truly necessary to share every detail. Focus on reassuring your children that you are managing your health to the best of your ability and maintaining a positive outlook. Number 7. Always encourage their independence. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children as they grow older is the freedom to live their own lives without guilt or obligation. As parents, it's natural to want to remain close to our children, especially as we age and face potential loneliness or declining health. However, it's essential to respect their independence and encourage them to pursue their own goals and dreams. By allowing your children the space to live their own lives, you demonstrate trust and love. It shows that you believe in their ability to navigate life's challenges and support their decisions, even when they differ from your own. This doesn't mean distancing yourself, but rather fostering a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. Your children will always cherish the guidance and support you've given them, but they'll thrive when they know you encourage their independence. Whether it's supporting their career moves, relationship choices, or living arrangements, showing them that they have your full support helps strengthen your bond. By keeping these 7 secrets, you allow your children to grow in their own wisdom while preserving the love and connection that sustains your family. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it with friends and family. Let's continue spreading love and wisdom as we navigate the golden years together.